Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. A while back I did a video called Will It Ambient with the HX Stomp? The answer was yes. I knew it could. It's an amazing pedal. But now we have the Pod Go, and the Pod Go has some differences, and we're going to answer the question today once and for all. Will it ambient? I think it can, but we have to go about it a different way. I hope this video is educational for you as you see how we can get some really ambient tones, but we can't do it the same way we have an HX, the HX Stomp can do it, because the HX Stomp, the Helix, the XL, they have a stereo parallel path. Not so with the Pod Go. We are working with one stereo, a single stereo path, and so some things have to be done a little differently. So let's dive right in. Grab your guitar, make this preset with me, and we'll learn some stuff. I've already titled it Will It Ambient. This is a blank preset. We're gonna build it from the ground up. Here we go. The first thing I wanna do is get a nice clean amp, and one of my favorite clean amps that I use all the time is the Jazz Rivet, but there are some other ones, and I wanna do something different today anyway. So I'm gonna go down here and do one that I've never used. Recently I did the Placator Clean, and so I want to use the Archetype Clean. That sounds great. We just need some more volume out of this. I'm going to go down here to one of my tone match presets and grab the compressor that I like. I'm going to paste this here, and let's go ahead and put input gate on, and then we'll dial in our amp. I'm using my Reverend with the humbuckers for this demo. Let's go ahead and get some more volume out of this. I'm gonna move the EQ up here that we have to have. If you don't know, I like using this EQ that we're stuck with to use it as like an overdrive. So I'll pick either the 10-band or the Cali EQ, boost the mids a little bit, and throw a couple dB into the amp if I want some overdrive. If we put 7 dB on it. And you can really boost these mids. That sounds great, but that's not what we're here to do today. I just want to do a little bit of that. And that's our clean tone. There we go. We may have to come down on the channel volume once we start getting some stuff going. Let's do that. All right, the first thing we want to do is ambient tones. We need reverb. I use the Glitz all the time because the Glitz sounds amazing. It takes up not a lot of DSP, digital processing. And so the Dynamic Hall to me is another favorite. It takes up a lot more DSP, but it sounds so good even at the stock settings. Just listen to this. I love that. Let's crank the decay up to about 10 seconds. I love that. I'm gonna bring the low cut up a bit because we don't want to get in too muddy, but I like some of that sparkly high end. So I'm gonna take this high cut maybe all the way off, and maybe we can adjust it. Another parameter that does the high end is also the dampening. So let's take that off and see what we have. And then the mix is going to be very important, so we can bring that down if we feel like it's getting muddy. Now let's head for some delay here. I want a delay that has some warble to it. So like you wouldn't want a simple delay, it's just a simple delay. A digital delay, that's not what we're looking for. Maybe something like the Elephant Man can get real crazy. Let's play with that. Hey y'all, I hope you're enjoying this video so far. I want to tell you real quick about the sponsor of this video, which is my Pod Go for Worship course. That's right, I made a course so you can master the Pod Go, all through like going through how to set up the menus to dialing in tones that you need, and a bunch of different routing options and rig options. And I created this course with bite-sized chunks so you can always go back and use it as a resource. I use it still. I use my own course as a resource. So it's not like you'll watch it once and be done. You might be that way, but sometimes I need to go back and review some things. So that's how I designed this course, just to be an extended resource that you could always go back to. When there's updates, I'll update it and all the stuff. So anyways, check it out, link down below, and now let's get back to the video. I'm gonna turn the reverb off so we can just hear one effect at a time. turn the feedback up. I think on this effect you can turn the feedback up a good amount. You hear that warble in there, and the depth is, I haven't even touched it. That's just the factory setting. I bet if we go crazy, it'll go crazy. We don't want that. Let's leave that about factory right there. Our mix is already at 50%. Let's bring the scale down to 75 so we get a dotted eighth with it. So when I like making ambient sound, stuff that's gonna mesh all together, I have this delay feeding into a reverb, and it's got that nice warble to it. So the reverb will be receiving those repeats and that warble, and it's just gonna make for an ambient goodness. Let's see what we have so far. I mean, that sounds pretty good. I always like to raise my headroom. Let's spread this really wide. That sounds pretty cool. What I want to do is I want to get like a clean tone that I can pluck and then have this ambient like pad sound sit under it as much as we can. So what I'm going to do is I want to like darken this up a bit, and I found earlier this filter effect called the voice box. Now let's play with this for just a second, just by itself. That's pretty cool. It's kind of hot. We don't need all that. I like to set it to the tempo and then just take it all the way down. Let's slow our tempo down a little bit. So we kind of, you can start with like the vowel sounds like ah, wah, and honestly, I like the factory setting. So let's see what this sounds like. Feeding into our delay, feeding into our reverb. Got a little bit too much bass for this. I'll tell you what, the Elephant Man is pretty cool, but I want to do the transistor tape because we have this wow and flutter here, but I like the warble of the wow and flutter more than I do the one on the Elephant Man. So we'll do this. Let's just go ahead and bring the mix up on this as well. Spread really wide. All right, getting a little clipping, so let's turn some of this down some more. Bring the channel volume down. I may need to bring the level of that down. It seemed like it was clipping when I introduced that. That's pretty ambient. So that's one thing you could do. We could trade this effect out for something else, or maybe even the reverb out for something else. So we have the dynamic hall, which sounds good, nice and warm. We did, remove some of the high cut, but let's do something more crazy, like the shimmer. We will just make this pitch A, pitch B, octave up. Okay, I don't really like the shimmer. When I've had the Jet Revelation shimmer, none of these other shimmers really do it for me. Let's go to the glitz. I like the glitz. Bring the mod mix up a bit. A little bit more depth. Let's get some thick decay. That sounds pretty good. Let's do a different effect here. We have some auto filters, stuff like that, but let's go do a mod real quick. Do the dimension chorus, one of my favorite ones. I wish we could do the retro reel. Maybe we can if I got rid of my compressor. But I like my compressor. Let's take it out. Alright, let's see if we can do the retro reel. This is gonna be worth it. I'll probably need more volume now that my compressor's gone. I love that. I love that. We can even crank the wow and flutter up more. Oh yeah. We'll save that because that sounds awesome. All right, so there's one more thing I wanted to show you that you can do to get an ambient sound, and that is use your Pod Go as a freeze pedal. A lot of people I used to have the Electro Harmonics freeze that would do something like this, and so what we're gonna do is, I saw this on another couple videos of people figuring this out, so I didn't figure it out by myself, but I kind of adjusted it and made some improvements that I would do. I use this Jazz Rivet. Let's just turn everything off so you can hear everything. Jazz Rivet amp. Again, another really clean amp, but I have the gain all the way up. Again, using my EQ to boost the amp a little bit. All right, so the secret is here. Now you see this camera, I got some things set up. This is my delay and my reverb. It'll sound like this. Another nice ambient tone. But what we're going to do, the trick for the freeze is here. I pulled up a simple delay, and on my volume, I put this on expression 1. I took off the expression on the wah pedal, and I assigned expression 2 to the feedback parameter here. So I went down to as low as 8 or so when it's all the way back. When it's all the way back, this will be you play something that you like, and then when you like it, you're going to bump this feedback all the way up. And when you put it all the way up, it's going to freeze forever, infinity, what you're doing. And if you keep playing with it all the way up, you'll get a bunch of garbly goo or whatever. So what I like doing is well, I'll show you a few things. But then what we're gonna do is I assigned this foot switch to turn it on and off. So we'll have to have it on, we'll play with it down, and then when I get a sound that I like, I'll bump this up and immediately turn it off. Make sure your trails are on. That's very key because it's going to then take that and continue going with it. So let's just try it. I'm gonna swell in something like this. Key of E, here we go. You could also do like a minor drone. You know what you could do? Instead of using the volume for expression, let's take that off real quick. You could even do the level right here on expression 1. Turn it up a little bit more. Yeah, so there you have it. 2 different ways you can get nice ambient tones. Will it ambient? Did we answer the question? Will it ambient? Yes, it definitely does. The Pod Go is a great piece of gear that is more in the budget range that can still produce a lot of the same sounds the Helix and the HX Stomp world can. It just has a few limitations, but not that much. I mean, yes, we can do like actual pad sounds in the HX Stomp and the Helix because we have that stereo parallel path, but we got a lot we can work with here. Now, I hope this video was helpful for you. If it was, let me know down in the comments below. And also remember to check out my Pod Go course. I'll link that down below as well. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.